Well, Bruce, it's good to have you aboard.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you for joining me on our safety video. We do these once a month. You might not quite know what you've gotten yourself into.
Well, I'm learning very fast.
But we generally spend a little while talking about how we're doing from an overall safety perspective so everyone knows. A critical message that we deliver in every one of these is that if the scope changes, if conditions change, if it just doesn't feel right, every one of our employees has the authority, and I expect them to stop the job.
Yeah.
Stop, step back, refocus. If you need to rebrief, and then proceed about doing the work safely. And we've had a number of examples this year where people have stopped the job. You don't always have to stop for a real long time, but you need to just stop and refocus and then go again.
That's a perfect way. To me, safety is more important, and this may surprise some that know me very well, even more important than customer service. It is number one, and so
Absolutely.
That's perfect.
I want every one of our employees, my goal is when we have new employees start, and I tell them they can stop a job early on. I want them to start, work their entire career with us, and go home never experiencing an incident at work.
Go home to that family every night.
Harm.
Absolutely.
So I have a few concerns though. The last month we had a number of incidents, both vehicle
tough.
Incidents and recordable incidents. And so you want to cover a few of those?
I'll be glad to. In May, as I said, it was a tough month. We had 4 employee injuries. We had 3 preventable vehicle accidents. The vehicle accidents, 2 frontal confrontations, and then 1 backing. The accidents could have been, the employee injuries could have been much more severe. They were severe in and of themselves, but could have been a lot worse. We had an employee that, as he was exiting the bucket, slipped on a platform, fell to the ground, fractured his wrist. Could have been a much worse fall, depending on how he hit the ground. We had an employee that had a fractured toe because an outrigger was lowered on his foot. Thank goodness for steel-toed work boots. It could have been much, much worse had he not had that on. We had an employee hit with a fuse door, hit his hard hat. That saved him from serious injury. However, the force of the blow made him bend down. His knee came up, hit him. We had lacerations there. And then we had a bee attack. And so, as bad as we have the dangers that we have working on the lines, we now have bees that we're dealing with as well. So the thing that was alarming about May is that we'd been having 2 employee injuries all along here, doing very well, then a very quick uptick in that, very quick.
Well, that's consistent with what we've seen in past years. In the summertime, our number of incidents tends to go up considerably.
Right.
And so we really do need to pay that extra attention and make sure we stay focused, because this is a trend we can't continue if we're going to hit, 1, if we're going to hit our goals, and 2, if we want to make sure that everyone's going home in the same condition every day that they come to work.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
The other area I'm concerned about is switching errors, energy control errors.
Right.
We have a goal of 20.
Right.
And today we're at 15.
Yeah.
So
Getting very close.
What are we doing on that front?
Well, Haig Dunlap and his team, they have set up a team that has worked with our field folks to define to look at what has caused those errors and look at ways we can mitigate those. There is a presentation already being put together, has been partially done thus far. We'll be rolling that out and really talking about what that team has found and what can be done to help curb some of this.
Good. On the positive note,
Yep.
we have a lot of employee work groups that have gone 0, 0, 0 for the entire year and for the quarter, and that means we're going to have a lot of names in the drawing to go fishing.
Boy, that's great.
And so I'm really looking forward to that.
We're going to get there.
And I'm also glad to see, and I've read where we're doing root cause analysis on a number of these events. I know the fuse door, there's a root cause team that's working on that for us.
Exactly right.
I know earlier in the year we looked at tying down loads better and some issues there. What are you doing on the bee front?
Well, the safety guys have lined up an expert for me. Not real aware what this expert, who this is or anything, but looking forward to that because I really want to understand what's going on with the bees.
Safety guys?
Yep, safety guys.
You might want to wear this.
What in the world is this, Wade? Do you know something I don't know?
Yeah, maybe. This is a bee suit.
Okay, I'll put it on and be ready. Whoa, who are you?
I'm looking for B. Evans.
Well, I am B. Evans. Who are you?
Mr. B.
Mr. B, you're a real, are you a killer bee?
Well, my mama was a honey. My daddy's a killer.
A killer bee?
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've kind of got a little bit of a bone to pick with you. Do you know you hurt one of my brothers down there
So?
in South Texas?
Yeah, so?
Well, why would you do that to a good AEP Texas employee? Why would you do that?
Personal space.
Well, what is your personal space?
About 200 feet.
200, so we got inside that. And then that's it, we just kind of walked,
Yeah!
you know? Well, what else is bothering you? What else we got after you?
No, hell, man, that. Oh, man.
Something like that. Something like that. That kind of bothers you, huh? What in the world are you doing?
Pheromoning. My friends will be here in a minute.
Can we even say that?
I'm out of here.
Why don't you just buzz off? Remember, be safe.